What's up, community? My name is Professor Kane, and this is Relationomics, the show that looks at the uncanny parallels between economics and relationships. And you know there are many. Now, I know what some of you all are thinking, right? Professor Kane, what happened to your hair? Where'd those beautiful, luscious locks go? Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had to cut it for legal reasons. Now, some of you may or may not know, in 1938, Frank Sinatra was arrested for seduction and adultery. Well, most of those laws, they're still on the books, all right? That affects old Professor Kane here, because I was walking down the street and just got handed a citation for seduction. I don't know why. I asked the officer, I'm like, hey, officer, just walking down the street, I'm not doing anything. And he was like, and then he kind of ran away. But I still have the citation in my hand. So I've been off the books for legal reasons, had to chop the locks. This is to guard your hearts, ladies. That's what happens when you're a master of Relationomics, all right? You get arrested for seduction. That's pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Now today we're gonna talk a little bit about negotiations. What we're talking about when we say negotiations is business. We're talking about one business that's gonna buy another business. And the way they do this is they come to some kind of agreement. Usually a larger company will buy 51% share in a smaller company, and like 8 or 9 crusty dudes sit on one side of the table and 8 or 9 crusty dudes sit on the other side of this beautiful mahogany table, and then they have like these little glasses of water that they sip slowly like Zuckerberg. It's disgusting. Anyway, what happens is these two businesses sometimes merge into one. If you ever hear the word merger, that's what's happening. Two businesses merge into one in holy matrimony. And see, both of these businesses, they have a certain standard of things that they will accept or not accept. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And negotiations are pretty simple. One side has something that the other wants, the other side has something that the other wants, so they kind of come to terms of trade. It's really not that hard to understand. Now, additionally, both sides will have things that are non-negotiable. They'll say, no, you are absolutely not allowed to take this, or yes, I absolutely need this. So that's a little bit of how negotiations work. Very simple, very easy to understand. You literally do it all the time, not in a business setting, you probably don't even know it. Now we're going to apply this, surprised I pulled that off, to relationships. I gotta get an obligatory marker throw just for the sake of this camera. Not a chance. Negotiations with girls are pretty similar. Now, when two people come together, it's a lot of the same way when two businesses come together. A guy has certain things that he needs and wants out of a girl, and a girl has certain things that she needs and wants out of a guy. And before two singles ever start dating, they have this unspoken chase where there's one offer put out and there's another offer. And I'm not talking about just relationships. We have a name for it, flirting. When two people are flirting, it's almost identical to two businesses negotiating. Have you ever heard the song Promiscuous? By I think it's like Nelly Furtado and someone else. Anyway, it's all about this guy-girl dynamic of, oh, do I want you, do I not want you, do I want you, do I not want you, do I want you, do I not want you? I don't know how it's gonna end up. And that's the thrill of the chase. It's really the same way in businesses. Do we wanna buy out, do we not wanna buy out, do we wanna buy it? Sorry to take something fascinating and intriguing and make it unbelievably boring, but the parallels are really interesting. So now the question is, can we actually use business techniques to get better at flirting? Like, I mean, come on, Professor Kane, you're talking crazy now. Or genius. Yes, we can use negotiation tactics to become better at flirting, because it is exactly the same dynamic. The whole point of negotiations is to communicate to somebody else that you have something they want, and they cannot go through anyone else to get it. Flirting works literally exactly the same way. If you're able to communicate to a girl, hey, I'm something special, and you can go all around here and you can talk with any other guy, they're not going to have this thing that I have. Obviously don't say that straight up, but look her in the eye, have some confidence, and know exactly what you're talking about, even if you have no idea in the world what you're talking about. Now, in addition to negotiations, there is something that every single company, every single seller, every single buyer has, and that's a list of non-negotiables. Same way companies have it, you need a list of non-negotiables. You need to develop a list of things that have to be in a relationship or cannot be in a relationship. And you gotta stick by that list, all right? These are the do not pass go, do not collect $100, no, it's $200, whatever. Don't collect any money, none monies. Nope, we're not passing go, we're not getting rich, this is not Monopoly, this is Relationomics. Different game. Now let's take this for example. You're out on a date, right? It's a nice date, you really like this girl, she's spectacular, whatever. You go home, you're just chilling. You're watching. It's not Netflix and chill. You're watching Netflix and chilling, and then you're like, oh, hey, we've gotten to know each other really well. Tell me something you've never told anybody else before. She's like, well, actually, I worship like Xenorph, the alien god from Saturn. And you're like, oh, Kay, wow. Yeah, we can't make this work. Like, that's not gonna work. If she's, no, like, just no. No, you don't get to, no. Let's take another example. Let's say you just meet this girl. You're friends of a friend of a friend, and it's kind of a coincidence meeting, but you've been watching your Relationomics, and you know to have that intriguing thing, and you know all about this Laffer curve and supply and demand, and you're an expert at this point. So you've been talking, you've been flirting a little bit, negotiations. Now all of a sudden, she turns to you and she says, hey, listen, let's get out of this joint. Let's go hit up this pizza place downtown. So you're like, yeah, I'm down. You go hit up this pizza place. She walks up to the counter. She says, I want pineapples on my pizza. And you say, bye. And you just leave. No, okay, I'm talking about extreme examples here. But things that should be on your non-negotiables list are like worldview. If you two look at the world the same way, you're going to look at relationships the same way. That's a really good starting place for going forward. And especially if you're looking long-term at marriage, you don't want to start a family based on two different worldviews. That includes things like faith. Do you have similar faiths? That includes things like, how do I view this? Is it the same? And the idea isn't to go forward like this is a win-lose situation. That's one of the biggest misconceptions about business, about the economy, about economics in general, is that everything is a win-lose. No, like almost everything is a win-win. That's the whole idea of trade. I go and buy a pizza for $10 because I'm gonna get more than $10 worth out of value out of pizza, and they made the pizza for less than $10, so they're gonna get more value from my $10. It's a win-win. Like there's economic surplus being made, and relationships are the same way. This whole goal of getting to know this person, spending your life with this person, investing time and energy and money and your being into this person. The whole point of that is so that you two can make each other better people. You recognize, hey, this is a person that I want to invest in, and this is a person that wants to invest in me. That's a win-win situation, bar none. Thanks for watching. Stay salty. Relationomics, the board game. That would be, I don't know how it would work, except like replaying Monopoly.